Welcome everyone to the new WRS League, now hosted on PS4. With 20 drivers hoping to win the league this year, we have the first test race up and going today. The first drivers are leaving the pit lane right now, hoping that they can set the best time possible today. We're racing around Austria, 10 corners, yet the track is one of the hardest to maintain a good speed at. We've seen plenty of crashes here in the past, team rivalries like the 2016 Nico Rosberg v Lewis Hamilton incident, but we've also seen some very nice driving like the Max Verstappen overtake show 2 years ago as well. We'll see if any of our drivers here today in this league can copy what the real drivers are capable of. Yes, this is only a test race, but it's very important for these drivers to show what they're capable of. Racing on realistic cars, they really want to make sure to impress the bosses of the upper teams and make sure that they secure a drive for next season. Here goes AMC on his first lap out. Let's see what is he capable of. Braking perfectly on the line. The cars are starting to get quite bunched up here. We hope for no crashes, as every single crash, even in this test race, can lead onto a penalty point, which could eliminate one of the drivers from this year's competition. Here goes AMC finishing his lap off right now. Let's see where they're telling him could finish. Nicely tucking it into the slipstream. We're very lucky to be right behind the Williams, tucking into the slipstream. Unfortunately, the Williams is holding him off a bit, and he lifts off, giving up for this lap. Still 14 minutes ago, and all the drivers are still in the pits, or most of them. We'll see what they're capable of. As I've said before, they all want to reach out for the top prize this season, the championship that could secure them a seat for next season. This league, as we already know, has had a lot of attraction from different races from around the entire world. We've got races from the United States, Spain, the entirety of Europe. Even Australians were queuing up to make this league this year. The first laps are now set. A 1:05.8 is the time to beat right now. It seems pretty distant from the rest of the pack, and that is a problem for the Alfa Romeo of Carmel. He set a very decent time so far. Although I think he was just letting off. It wasn't the safest of places to let off and let someone pass, but he still did it. Now we see the Williams going around Sector 2 and entering Sector 3. Nice exit, carrying a lot of speed into all these corners. Yet he pits very aggressive into the pit lane. Just goes to show how much energy this driver has and how much he'll be pushing in the race, possibly even going for a 1 stop or 2 maybe, if he feels strong enough. Many drivers have just completed the first run, with park friendly laws still existing. They cannot change their setups, they can only change the tyres. We will see if they can do make up any extra time across the entire circuit, just with an extra set of rubber. in the comments of this video, tell us who do you think will win this race. So far looks like it could actually be pretty close, judging from the times of the top three. Now this is the Haas of Savvy going on his perfect lap so far. So good, we will see how not he pits. I'm actually kind of surprised that he could have stayed out there. I feel like he could have set a really good time. Doesn't look like he's got damage. Turn 1, as we all know, can be very dangerous. Many drivers crash there every day in league races. Not only league races, in lobbies as well. The Red Bulls will definitely be feeling a kick to win this race. Home Grand Prix for the team. Austria, known as the Red Bull Ring, becomes a big form of sponsorship and advertisement for the Red Bull company. After it all started off as a drink company, now it's evolved into a sports brand. Now these drivers could be securing some pride for the company today, but they first have to set a really good outlap and secure the top spot for the race. Looks like the Haas has had problems with double yellows being left out on the track right now, as he actually begins his run. Hopefully not getting anywhere mixed up with the Renault there, along his way through the track. Many of the drivers here have been racing a VRL, one of the most exclusive races and leagues on open PS4 lobbies. We'll see if any of them can prove that if their experience is worth anything more than a top spot on pole position. Perfect exit through turn 7 and 8 for the Haas. We will now see where he finishes with this pretty good run. He is too far to tuck into the slipstream of the car ahead. It is worth a P2. He shows that he is clearly a contender for the race, a win today. Only 1/10 away, or less than 1/10 away from P1. The Williams here will be definitely wanting to secure the pole position. He's shown that he's capable of doing so. He now needs to secure a really good lap in order to prove his worth in the league. That was a really rough entrance into the pit lane for the second time today. This Williams is clearly willing to show the strength that he has in his feet, in his hands, and in his eyes. That will let him gain the pole position and win the race today. The current time to beat is a 1:05.3, secured even further by KJ in the Alfa Romeo. It is kind of surprising to see Kingsley not leaving the pits yet. He might be trying to show his speed on the last lap, on the last moments, but he is risking his time over any accident that could possibly interrupt his line. yet another car pulls into the pits after a pretty good one. With Alfa Romeo, Toro Rosso leaving the pits now, hoping to secure a higher position than what he already owns, which is currently P8 and P11. All drivers but two have now set a lap, and we're all willing to see who will fight for the top spot today. There's enough time for these drivers to pit once again and leave on a fresh set of tyres. Must possibly to complete 2 hot laps, trying to secure the top spot today. We will see if any decide to make the move a bit earlier today, or will they all wait until the last minutes, last laps, and then try to reach out for the top spot. The teammates of Williams both out on track right now. This league has probably shocked many drivers today. I certainly wasn't expecting the grid to be so bunched up after all the first 12 drivers are within a second of each other, which could prove that we will see some very exciting racing today. Hopefully some great overtakes, with many overtaking opportunities here at Austria at the Red Bull Ring. Here they go, the two Williams tried to secure the top spot with 5 minutes left to go, and a yellow flag. That is not going well for the Williams. With a slight spin at the beginning, he is very unlikely to secure this lap as a very successful one. The grid is extremely bunched up. This is not going to go well for any of the drivers, which possibly leads them to believe that for future races they should be leaving the pit lane a bit earlier, trying to secure laps while the track is still clear. But at least we have some more emotions here today. Williams, after a failed run, remains in P5, possibly trying to put on some new tyres and leave the pits once again. Will he have enough time though? He has 3.5 minutes to leave the pit lane and secure a really good lap, meaning that he will have to rush his out lap and risk losing too much tyre grip and even fuel load. KJ is 105.3, still unbeaten. We will see if someone can beat that within the next 3 minutes of qualifying. This is quite surprising. Jacob going through these corners in 5th and 6th gear. Other drivers tend to take this in 4th and 5th, clearly trying to save some extra gear shifts. Oh, I see. Actually pulls into the pits. He'll probably not have enough time to go out once again for another lap. And here goes Hybrid, not enough to set him the pole position on these tyres. He was definitely hoping for something better, only 3/10 behind KJ. You'll see, maybe this was a tactical decision. Maybe starting P2 will be his, will help him going into turn 1. This is the Haas now of Mikey getting ready for a really good one, as it seems. Saving all the ERS, all the fuel, going very slowly, warming up the tyres, and here he goes, ready to perform his top lap. Will he be able to secure the pole position, or will he remain on P4 or lower? Beautiful execution of turn 1, just perfectly threading the apex very nicely and cleanly. He definitely misses a car to take slipstream off right now, as there are actually yellow flags in sector 3. We have yellow flags with a with a Renault and a Williams both off track. This is not good news for either driver. Looks like the Renault has now DNF'd and it will be starting. No, has it DNF'd? Yes, by the looks of it, the Renault has DNF'd and it will be. Yes, it has. The Renault has DNF'd. He will be starting last for this for today's race. And here is the Mercedes of most 10 GE. He has secured himself P2. Something that we definitely did not expect. Staying in the last positions for the entirety of qualifying. And now just as it ends, he manages to penetrate the entire field and hit P2. KJ unbeaten though. The 105.3 still far away from anyone, from any other contenders. The Alfa Romeo, KJ trying to secure. What is he doing? Well, he has actually improved his lap. 105.2, that is a new record for this league. We will see if any drivers can beat it during the season. After all, this is only the test race. However, it gives us a big show of what we will see in not only today's race but the entirety of the season during quarantine. As Kingskey has actually retired from the session, hitting P3. That will be a disappointment for one of the leaders of this league. And here's the grid for your race today. As you can see, the grid is very mixed throughout the entirety of nationalities. We've got many people from around the entire world. It is currently 12:30 UK time, and the race will commence very soon. Your pole position leader, KJ. The Mercedes surprisingly actually hitting P2, Kingsley in P3. The Spaniard will be definitely hoping to prove others wrong who were saying that the Spanish are always late in the chat earlier. Hopefully he can show what Spaniards are really made of, strength and speed. But we will see if he manages to show that today. Every driver will be wanting to make a big impression on everyone else today, gaining a spot in the upper teams, and thus having higher chances of success during the season. formation lap right now. We'll see where the drivers can finish. This formation lap we've seen a lot of problems in previous leagues, such as the VRL League, where drivers did not even manage to finish a single formation lap, which was quite tough on the tyres. Cars swiveling from side to side, making sure that all the heat they can possibly get is in the tyres. They would need all that grip for today's race. 36 laps around the Austrian track. Two DRS zones. 3, sorry. We'll be looking at whether drivers can actually take use of this DRS zone, or whether they will end up crashing, which is also quite common at this track. All drivers are now ready. The Mercedes are actually hitting up both sides of the table today. They are taking both the second from the highest spot and the second from the lowest. We'll see if they can come any closer to the win today. Now here is your grid for today's race. All lining up, ready for the 5 lads to go out and hit turn 1 of Austrian Red Bull Ring. Here we go. All the drivers definitely heating up in the seats at home, imagining this was a real race. And here it is: 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 5 sorry, and it's lights out and away they go. The Alfa Romeo of KJ actually hitting up a very good stop, blocking away the Mercedes into turn 1. No carnage so far, apart from the Racing Point, which is now off track, or was. All cars attempting to take chances on every single corner as the Red Bull goes really far out around. Carnage as the Renault actually goes into a spin. That is a disappointing start for the Renault driver. We now look back at the beginning of the field, where KJ is now unexpectedly pulling away by almost half a second. The differences are already building pretty fast. We can already guess what the real thing will look like, as we actually have a retirement from what looks like to be the Haas of Savi, and we have a virtual safety car out on track. It is only lap 2. Drivers will definitely not be trying to pull into the pits yet. The cars are definitely too bunched up together to try something like this. All the cars once again heating up the tyres, and that was quite a spectacular start. We did definitely not expect that. KJ and his start 0.6 seconds in front of everyone else. That is quite spectacular. We can only imagine how much he will build up over the course of 36 laps. The virtual safety car is out now, and all cars are pushing once again, trying to push towards a P1. KJ pulling away immensely by a massive 1.8 seconds to P7. Kingsley now actually in P2, starting from P3. Quite extraordinary of a start, but he's still 2 seconds behind the leader KJ, who is constantly pulling away. As the Ferrari now attempts to hit up the racing point of Kingsley, he goes around the outside. Can he make it stick? Similar move to the 2016 move of Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton in the exact same place. He fails to make the move. He's now got DRS and slipstream. Will he make it into the next turn? They're now beginning to close up on sector 3, and Kingsley is now under immense pressure from the Ferrari of hybrid. Sorry. As Kingsley actually brakes really early, almost leading to a collision that could have been very fatal for both drivers. In the meantime, KJ is taking use of all this drama. He is pulling away by another 0.3 seconds. Let's have a look down the field, which is actually very bunched up. All the drivers within a couple of within a second of each other right now. They're too close for DRS to give them much of a difference, as every single one of them does have this special feature on their car. The racing point now coming close, but not close enough to making a move. All drivers now being pressured from both the back and pressuring onto the front. Hopefully we wish for no accident, because any accident could lead to drivers getting penalty points. Sometimes unfairly, but usually with justification. Remember that 2 penalty points in this league will kick you from the league. You will no longer be able to race for the rest of the season. Toro Rosso now also closing up on the Williams. He takes the look onto the outside, but he does not make the move stick. He doesn't even attempt the dive bomb. After all, it's only something that Danny Rick can do. If we now look back up, we actually have a fight for B1 as high. This is spectacular. Kingsley moves up into P2 and he makes a move. Does he make the move stick around the outside in the same place as he was being moved up upon us just a lap ago? He does make the move stick and he does take first place. He will now attempt to pull away in the same way that the hybrid did, but now he is pressured because he does not have DRS anymore, while his opponents do. That was a spectacular move from Kingsley, making up 2 at the same time. Then I'll go through the final corners of the track. Corners 7, 8, 9 and 10 will decide who finishes this lap on P1. Kingsley now pulling away by half a second. He will soon be out of the DRS zone of his opponents. As we now take a look further down the field, the Renault of Monster still leading this small train, but it's coming under high pressure from the Haas. As Mikey looks out on the side, making a move, will he make it stick? The Renault going very wide there, and looks like that was the most common overtaking opportunity on this track here today. And the Haas does make the move stick. He is now leading the new train. He will be hoping to catch up onto the top 5 positions. As no, the Renault fights back, and so does the Forcina. He attempts to go back and regain the position that he has lost at the beginning of the race. The Haas once again leading the small train. The Renault will not give away, as we've already seen both these drivers are fighters. They do not want to lose this position. Every position, even though this is a test race, proves the skill in this league and shows how far and how much they can fight in the actual event, which will begin next Wednesday. The Renault going very wide there, as the Haas actually manages to pull away slightly by 0.5 of a second. We will now take a look back up at the beginning of the field, where Kingsley is coming under immense pressure from the Toro Rosso of AMC F33, and that is a hit. Doesn't look like he has any damage so far, but they have touched. I repeat, they have touched. Just shows how much the AMC of the Toro Rosso of AMC is ready to push. Kingsley now coming under pressure from not one, not two, but three cars behind him, all fitted with DRS, while he has to pull away, hoping for the best, with nothing, not slipstream, and no DRS, just skill and raw talent. He actually does manage to pull away slightly as a Ferrari takes a look onto the Toro Rosso, but he does not manage to make the move stick at all. And lap 8 commences with Kingsley so far leading the race. If we take a look back down the field, we do see that the Force India is still, the Racing Point is still trying to fight back on the Renault, as Haas actually pulls away by 0.6 of a second. Now it is catching up to P5, but and is losing 2 seconds. Now it is actually quite spectacular how KJ is 5th after starting first. He will definitely be hoping to perform a perfect strategy here today, making growing his chances for regaining the win of this race. The Racing Point now very close onto the Renault. It will definitely be taking a look soon as the DRS zone opens up. As he actually goes side by side, he does not make the move stick as he does not have enough space. The Renault is slightly squeezing him off onto the side, as the Force India actually tries to get some clean air and pulls away during the final corner 10 of this track. The Racing Point is Jacob in the Force India is Racing Point, sorry, is still trying to find some clean air and DRS onto catch a monster, as he actually does. They go side by side in the same corners. Every other move has been performed on this track, and does he make it stick? They go side by side, neither of them fitted. Actually no, we do have the Renault fitted with DRS. The Renault fights back. They are still side by side. Does he manage to make the move stick? No, he does not. The Renault fights back. Jacob will definitely be hoping for something better on the next lap, as we actually have a position change of the leader. Kingsley now running in seconds after AMC takes a move. Unfortunately, we did not see that move. It must have been a very spectacular one though. To pass Kingsley is passing Kingsley requires one set of raw talent. We've seen his strength in the VRL League around Monaco. He was extremely fast. He is really good at street circuits, which will give him an advantage later on in the season, as he actually manages to fight back into the same corner as all other moves have been taken around this track, and he regains the lead of this race. The Toro Rosso still side by side. Now he is behind him. The Toro Rosso preparing to fight back with the DRS and the slipstream, as he actually takes a look onto the side, and he does squeeze himself into that position, but it is not enough to take control of the race by becoming the race leader. Wow, the amount of overtakes on this track today are very spectacular. I would love to count up all the overtakes we've had here today, because this is just amazing. Just goes to show how great the league will be in the future. I am really looking forward to the next races during this quarantine. They will definitely support us with a lot of emotion, as the Toro Rosso actually goes into the pits on lap 10, pulling away from the lead What strategy will he perform here? Kingsley thus regaining the lead of this race. He will now be pushing as much as he can, trying to pull away from his main contender for this race win, AMC. The Williams now up to P3 thanks to the pitting of the Toro Rosso. The Toro Rosso leaves the track side by side with the Ferrari. P6, possibly P5 if he manages to make this stick into the next corner. Will he? Yes, he does. He makes the overtake and he is now on P5. He will be willing to catch P1 once again. He does have the pit stop advantage as all the drivers in front of him now have to pit. So here we have the Toro Rosso on hards. He will be trying to make the he'll be trying to finish this race on this compound. Pitting once again will not really seem like a good idea. We've seen these compounds last the entirety of a race before. Hopefully they're good enough for him today. Other drivers, however, might be going for the 2-stop, which will be a very aggressive strategy, possibly losing a lot of time. But at this track, speed is everything. There's plenty of overtaking opportunities. And now Kingsley actually pulls away by 9.9 seconds. He's about to make a 10-second gap. He is still, however, on the soft compounds, but he has been driving for 11 full laps. The safety car here clearly has helped some drivers. They've managed to save the tyres a bit. But maybe if he came out a bit later, like now, it would have really helped someone else as well. See AMC already in 4th position. If we take a look, he is only losing 14 seconds to the leader, meaning that he will regain the lead of this race once Kingsley pits. That will probably commence within the next few laps, depending on the strategy that he's going on. Most back markers have already pitted, going for the safer strategy. The Ferrari of Ivan, very curious to catch AMC now. He is still in the DRS zone and still close enough for DRS to actually be activated. As he now pulls into through this very slight slipstream and the DRS, he is making up a lot of space here, but he is still too far to make the possible move. The rest of the pack is bunched up once again. 4 cars actually, from P5 to P7, from P4 to P7, sorry, all showing the capabilities of fighting in this league. VRL veterans will be willing to prove themselves in this league. However, we have some new faces amongst the drivers, all capable of something extra. As the cars in front actually ghost, if I am correct. This will be an excellent move if he makes it stick. Yeah, yes he does. KJ, the original leader of this race, and the driver who has had the pole position at the very beginning, now pulls away immediately from the Ferrari of Ivan. Now we see if KJ can actually catch AMC, who is now in P3. He is holding the fastest lap of this race with 1 stop. He is, if we take a look, AMC is within 13 seconds to Kingsley. Kingsley will now need to time his pit stop perfectly in order to secure the smallest possible loss in his pits today. Will he manage to do that though? He's coming under stress from NRG. Even though he is 10 seconds behind, he is still there. Kingsley still knows that any accident will bring NRG close enough to overtake him. The Toro Rosso of AMC now looking as if he's pulling away very slightly from the Alfa Romeo of KJ, who has shown that he is capable of speed, but can he sustain it? As many people say, he's accurate but he's not consistent. He manages to set a very good lap once, as Kingsley actually pits. He is now on P5. He leaves the pits, the Haas overtakes him, he is now on P6, which looks like his title hopes, well not title hopes but race hopes might be slightly gone. He is on the soft compound, so he will be going for a very aggressive strategy today. He will need another stop to last this entirety to last the rest of the race, because there is no way he's surviving the rest of the race on this compound with over 21 laps to go. Many drivers are now securing 3-second time penalties for multiple warnings, corner cutting, anything they possibly can. Seems as if they're kind of fishing these penalties, almost wanting them to happen. The Mercedes, which actually started in P2, now going around in P7, quite a good race for him. Apart from the fact that he's dropped down so many positions, he has shown that he is consistent and that he can set consistent laps, but he cannot fight for any more so far. Does he pit? No, he does not. He stays out for another lap. He has not pitted yet, which is kind of surprising. More lap 16 and this driver is on soft compounds. As we have some fighting here, as the Toro Rosso and Alfa Romeo as well as the Red Bull go side to side. The Red Bull now right behind us. This is actually the fight for the lead. It's a three-way fight between KJ, AMC and ASD and the Red Bull. He is getting slightly blocked off, but he is still fighting. The Toro Rosso is blocking him, but the Ferrari actually pulls in and he manages to stick. Does he? Yes, he does. He manages to make an overtake around the Red Bull. He does not manage to fight back. Will he let it happen though? As AMC manages to pull away very slightly. The Alfa Romeo of KJ once again seeking clear an empty space. Clearly this man is prepared to fight without slipstream and without DRS. He is simply in love with clear air, as he now actually goes very fast. A late downshift leads to losing the chance of making up the position there. Turn 1 was not the safest place to move anyway, so he might have done that as a tactical decision. Now he actually goes side by side, about to go side by side. Yes, he does. Can he make this stick once again into this corner? Yes, no, he does not actually. The Toro Rosso saves the position as the Alfa Romeo goes off the track. The Ferrari will be hoping for some accident to happen, as the Ferrari actually gets hit himself. He has slightly spun and led to damage and carnage. Will this lead to a penalty point? Tell us in the comments below. Does not look like the Ferrari has any damage so far, but he is going slightly slower. Maybe that is just a loss of morale after that heavy hit, as Kingsley is actually in P5 now. He will be fairly close to the leader, only 3 seconds behind, as he actually goes very slow, as if he was lifting up for a moment. So now goes through the corner. He goes into P4 as Haas pits. Several cars out pitting right now, even the Ferrari. Now we will see whether the Ferrari needs a change in the front wing. Yes, he does need a change in the front wing. He has had damage. This pit stop has put him in P11. Ivan, the driver who has been securing such a good race through the entirety of these 18 laps, has now pitted for an extremely long stop because of damage that he's taken. And that now puts him in P12, a very tough position for making up positions. But the safety car is out, which justifies so many pit stops during this lap. The grid will bunch up once again for a second safety car this race. Some drivers are already on 2 stops actually, meaning that they will possibly be able to control the rest of the race, as the Williams actually goes very slow. What is he doing? Was he trying to give Ivan a penalty for overtaking under safety car conditions? Or does he have a problem with his car? It does not seem as if he has any damage. Kingsley is now back in the lead, thanks to all the pit stop drama. Here we see the beautiful Mercedes leading the pack as a safety car. The Renault of Monster being really close, as Jacob is actually in P3. A spectacular race for this man. Position change, let's see. Jacob has made up 8 positions as Kingsley has made up 2. Not the best race for Hybrid though, who currently sits in P17, losing out 11 positions. What will happen here now? Kingsley will be controlling the pack once the safety car pulls in. Will he go aggressive? Or will he be overtaken by the drivers behind him? The Renault is at a slight disadvantage being on the harder compound tyres. But Kingsley is not only being given the advantage of tyres, he is also given the advantage of raw talent and speed. The safety car now pulls away. Does it pit? Yes, the safety car. No, does it? Yes, the safety car pits now. Now Kingsley will be controlling the pack. The Renault eyeing up on the top spot, and they're back up going again. The Renault slightly pulling away into the clear air. Will he manage to overtake Kingsley on this next straight? He will be very close. Only 0.2 seconds. He's now got DRS as Mikey actually gets a 3-second time penalty. Another driver to hit this barrier. Kingsley has been on his tyres for 5 laps though. Let's take a look down the grid. AMC in 5th. He is on his medium tyre compound for 2 laps. Will he manage to control this race? He has shown that he has got the speed. He has shown that he can support leading the race. Will he manage to get back on that first position though? The drivers in front of the Taurus actually fighting as the Alfa Romeo goes wide and he goes into the gravel. Will that lead to another safety car? And it looks like it was KJ, one of the main contenders for the win today. He has just had a pit stop for the medium tyre compound, and he seems like as if he needs to pit again. Will he? No, he does not pit. He feels as if his tyres are good enough. He will stay out. Doesn't look like he's got any damage, but he is in P18 now. He has a very big challenge ahead of him. He needs to make up 16 seconds of time to the leader. AMC in 4th now, fighting Jacob for P3, the podium position. No one wants to finish before. After all, the first three positions always rewarded with a nice ceremony. While P4 is always known as the first of the losers. Other people, however, say that P2 is the first of the losers, as the Racing Point actually goes wide, leaving space for Toro Rosso to overtake. Does he? They go side by side into the next corner. That's no, the Racing Point defends. The next corner will support some extra positions to overtake, as he is now very close. The Toro Rosso is looking out onto the side. Will he make the move into turn 1? He attempts to. He actually goes. He totally cut the corner there, but he did make the move. Stick. A big train now hitting the middle of the pack. Everything from P3 to what looks like P10 is stuck very close together. AMC now hitting the fastest lap. He will be the main contender for the win today. KJ now, unfortunately, even though he's making up time pretty quick, looks like he cannot win this race. He is too far away. Luckily enough for him, this is only a test race. He will hope that this does not happen in the future during the real races. The Red Bull of NRG now in 5th, while his teammate is sitting in 4th, fighting for the P3 position, fighting it away from AMC. Can he make the move stick? He's not attempting to do so yet, but it does seem as if he has the raw pace to attempt very soon. He is closer to AMC than AMC is to Monster, meaning that he will have more of slipstream to work with, and he's now got the DRS while AMC does not. Does he? Can he make the move stick into the most popular corner for turns for overtakes on this circuit? As the Red Bull does make the move, the Toro Rosso fights back, but the Red Bull keeps control of P3 now, as the Toro Rosso actually fights back. Quite surprising, as he was right behind him just a second ago. They have touched just very slightly, but it is not too much of a touch to lead any one of the drivers to get off the track. And Toro Rosso has to lift off, as he is too close to the corner. He could not take it there. The Red Bull now at an advantage, as we have another safety car. Another safety car. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the third safety car we've had this race. This race has proven to be a very emotional one, as the Toro Rosso actually tries to overtake. Many drivers pull into the pits again. Kingsley has actually pulled into the pits. This will be a perfect opportunity for him to resurrect in this race. Or has he? No, that must have been a glitch in the game. Kingsley has not pit yet. Kingsley is now right behind the Mercedes once again, looking at the back of the safety car, looking at its lights and hoping it will pull in close soon enough for the other drivers to be too far away to possibly attack. But the Toro Rosso of AMC is back up on the rear of Kingsley. P2, he is very close, and he has clearly proven to be a contender for this championship this year. All drivers here have proven that they are strong in morale. They're just strong overall. They've got the raw skill, talent, and the mindset to win races. We have had many position changes for P1 this race, and many safety cars. This race has been quite carnage, but we cannot exclude any drivers from still winning the championship. Every driver has shown that they deserve to win. Will Kingsley, however, attempted to stay on this combat for the rest of the race. He has been on it for 9 laps, and it is on lap 24 of 36. But does the safety car pull in this lap? No, it does not. The carnage has not been cleared off yet. The safety car remains out. Some drivers might be pitting. This has actually proven to be quite a miracle for Hybrid. He has dropped down to P16 following an incident of being on the gravel. He will now be able to prove himself and that he is strong enough to fight back, as the drivers in front of him are actually AFK. That will lead to him having a very easy move at the very beginning of the race. Jacob in P14 after following a pit stop. This race is absolutely amazing. Drivers have had many pit stops, many position changes. There has been a serious amount of lead changes in this race. Can drivers carry this momentum into the actual season, which will commence next Wednesday? Remember, races will be on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 11 UK time. We now see the Williams, which was starting in pole position. He is in P10. Definitely disappointed in this race. He was definitely hoping for something way better than this. Even in P5, he's shown that he's capable of making excellent overtakes. Will he overtake the top 4 to regain the lead? Or will Mikey, sitting in P4, provide pressure onto AMC. Who will be the first of the losers, and who will be the first finisher and first winner of this league? The grid very bunched up as the safety car pulls in. Kingsley now will be controlling the start, as he does the exact same thing as he did before. He starts in the start finish straight. The Red Bull will now push very hard onto him. He will have DRS into the next corner. He comes very close to Kingsley into turn 1. They now go down the road into turn 2. We have not heard that bell for his DRS yet, as DRS has not been activated by the looks of it. AMC also looking at possibly making a move here. Two children of Mother Red Bull right here, fighting right side by side. Two different teams, yet one in the morale. I wonder whether they feel any form of extra sportsmanship between each other, being from a very similar team and base. After all, this is the home of both of these teams. Kingsley is now slightly pulling away by 0.25 seconds. Energy in the Red Bull is still in P2. He does make a very early turn into turn 9 and turn 10, quite going slightly wide. Too far away now to overtake Kingsley. As we now take a look down on the pack, a train is forming once again. Starting on P6, the Mercedes of Dolga in P7. Quite a consistent race for him in this position. As a former race leader, actually is now in P11, making the move around, failing the move as Jacob overtakes him into the most common overtaking opportunity right here. Hybrid has managed to take control of this entire situation. He is now sitting in P13 after being in P18 due to an incident. Jacob is actually quite rightfully shown that he is a strong driver, and that some of the stuff that he does backstage does not translate onto his driving skill. Some of the stuff he does backstage might not be pleasurable to everyone, but on the track he is clearly sometimes even a clean racer, and one that proves that he is capable of performing very nice overtakes. So he goes slightly out, trying to make a peak on the car ahead, on the Alfa Romeo. DRS has been reactivated. Kingsley is still in the lead, but AMC is second. Energy has dropped down into fourth, but he is under pressure from the cars behind, as a Ferrari goes overturns and loses sufficient time, opening himself up to the Mercedes and the McLaren, and now both looking around the outside and trying to make a move. Yes, the McLaren does make the move. I confirm the McLaren does make the move. The Ferrari now of Ivan will definitely be trying to catch up back into the position that he deserves, which is definitely a podium position. In fact, every single driver on this grid has shown that they do deserve a podium position. They all, or mainly most of them, are very clean races. I do not think any of these drivers will be receiving penalty points at the end of this race, even though there has been plenty of carnage with 3 drivers DNFing. Let's take a look. AMC is now applying a very sufficient pressure on Kingsley. Is very close. This one DRS zone could lead him to another overtake. As they go down into P3, he does go around. The racing point has kept it inside as the Toro Rosso gets hit behind by the Haas of Mikey. The Toro Rosso will attempt to fight back, but will he? Will he manage to make another overtake after being hit? He took a look onto the inside, but he realized he was too far away to try anything. Kingsley now slightly pulling away by 0.3 seconds, 0.299, 0.3 once again. These small differences, these differences might seem small right now, but within a couple of laps they will grow. They will be different, as we've actually seen some gravel in the air on the drivers further down the grid. But it looks like it's a clean race so far. Someone might have just clipped the gravel very slightly. The Mercedes of most 10 now hitting up the top 7 positions. A big train grows once again, the McLaren under pressure from several cars. As there is carnage once again, the Mercedes has hit the Renault flies back, the Monster, the Renault Monster has retired. We have a 4th retirement of the race. KJ down in P17, he will be in P16 once again. As he drives around these corners, we will see the car of Monster once again. That has been a very fatal race. Monster has proven that he is capable of winning a race, of being in the top positions. He has hit the wall. He will not be fighting during the rest of this race, as there is a big train forming right here. Kingsley has been overtaken by AMC, but we are still looking at what is happening down here. The Williams of the former pole position sitter now overtaken several cars as the Toro Rosso comes very close to Dolga. Will King managed to make an overtake as he gets overtaken himself by the by the Red Bull, sorry. Wow, what a race. All cars are applying huge pressure, but they're all within DRS zone of each other, meaning that DRS will not be as much of a difference. It will not be given as much of a difference. The slipstream will be given the difference here, though. It depends how far you are from the driver ahead. The closer you are, the faster you will go, thanks to the slipstream. As we see several positions trying to be made up here. Jacob losing positions. He is sitting in P8. As he tries to make a move around onto the Mercedes. Yes, he does. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. The Mercedes will attempt to find it back, or will it not? Yes, Jacob has made P7 right now. What an overtake! Amazing. As Kingsley actually goes into P3 after leading this race for most of this for its almost entirety. He is on this compound for 16 laps. His tyres are slightly fading away. You can see that he's losing grip into all the corners. He's under pressure from the Red Bull. He will not definitely be pitting up with only 4 laps now left to go. AMC on his tyres. He's only been on there for 14 laps. He will have an advantage of the other drivers, although they are still slightly used. As Mikey actually goes for a really late overtake on lap 32 of 36. Will he manage? Yes, he already manages to make an overtake before the corner actually comes over. The Toro Rosso fighting back. He's got DRS. What will he do with it? Will he manage to take a look onto the inside or the outside? He goes onto the outside. Will he make an overtake? Yes, he does. He goes round and he makes it around. He will have the inside. No, he does not. He will not have the inside onto the next corner. While Kingsley makes an overtake, attempts to make an overtake on AMC, the driver who has just been leading a second ago. What a difference, and what a change in position and leaders of the race. Even NRG Sorrow is also applying pressure onto the upper drivers. Even quite far away, but he's still capable of catching up, or is he? Only 3 laps left to go. Kingsley has had some amazing overtakes as we've seen before. This race has really been one of his best, but he still has a lot to prove in this league, as he actually makes a beautiful move onto the inside of the Toro Rosso, heading into the most commonly used overtaking opportunity on this track. He is now back into P2. He will be chasing Mikey down for the lead. He knows that he deserves it. He knows that he needs it. He knows that he will win. But will Mikey fight off and be strong enough with 3 laps left to go? 2.5 actually. NRG fighting off onto AMC. Jacob sits on a solid P7, which will look like that is the position set for the rest of the race, unless something bad happens once again. A safety car, which is possible during this race. We've seen several safety cars here today. I don't think another safety car will be withdrawn during this race, but it is possible. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. These types of things happen a lot in league racing. As now AMC actually goes under, starts pressuring on Kingsley. Does he make the move? No, he doesn't. He is too far away. Kingsley now is 1.5 seconds behind the leader. He is not within the DRS zone, while his opponent behind is. This will cost him a lot of time. The description will not be as strong anymore. As they touch, there is carnage. What have we just said? This is just like the commentators' curse that we've seen in different leagues. We have just said that there will be no more carnage, as there is immense carnage. Many cars go off track. Two Ferraris have been involved in this crash. This is bound to take out another safety car. The Mercedes involved, and a very unfortunate race for KJ, the driver who has definitely deserved to be in the top 5 at least. Is running at the back of the grid once again. Hybrid in the Ferrari is losing out as well. He has had a lot of chances to be the race winner today, but clearly it's just not his day. As the McLaren actually goes off track, was he letting his teammate pass, or was there something wrong with it? He looks like he has some issues, as Ivan actually leaves the race. Surprisingly enough, he is now AFK. As what do we see here? A big fight between the drivers between P7 and P10. Does he make? He looked as if he was about to make a very dangerous move with only 2 laps left to go. Which driver will take the lead of this race, and which driver will win the race? Which driver will perform the most beautiful overtakes? I still believe that the overtake of Kingsley on two drivers throughout the laps, 15 to 18, was absolutely amazing. Kingsley now slightly too far away, looking at as if his chances for this race a win are fading away, but he still can take and clutch P2. He is now closing down on AMC, very close. Will he make the move into turn 1? Does he? Yes, he does. He does make a stake, but the Toro Rosso does fight back. Will he take the position back into the next corner as the Force India actually the Racing Point has DRS, but he has also pushed the Toro Rosso. He's pushing the Toro Rosso again. I believe that could be fatal. He could be receiving penalty points for this in this race. Pushing driver out like that could sacrifice his chances of winning, as he actually blocks away AMC once again. What will happen now? They're still fighting, as the Red Bull of NRG has constantly been applying pressure from the back on AMC. Will he fight back, and will he take the bottom step of the podium? Mikey now pulling away, looking as if he's going to win the race very comfortably. He now only needs one more corner to take, and he goes to the last corner, passing the AFK driver of KJ. Mikey wins the race. Beautiful race for him, tied in with a lot of luck. Now if we look down the grid, it looks as if everything is fairly set now. Drivers are within a distance of each other, even very far away, of course, because he is AFK. KJ just too far away. As there is some debris flying around, Jacob actually sits in P9 after we predicted his P7. That is surprising. Jacob could have won. Could have been in the top spot position of the middle pack today, but he is not. He is not capable of doing that now. Maybe next race though. The race is over. Your winner is Mikey. Huge congratulations to this driver. Absolutely amazing. He has deserved this race, in and out. Oh no, it was Kingsley, sorry. Mikey has received penalties, meaning that Kingsley takes the top spot of the podium. Congratulations to these drivers. Everyone has put in a fantastic effort today. This race has been purely amazing to commentate. A lot of emotion. I hope you all agree with me. In the comment section you can vote for who do you think is the driver of the day today. I strongly believe it is Kingsley. He has performed some amazing overtakes and he has won the race. Absolutely amazing. Here is your grid today. Kingsley wins the race. Mikey is second, lucky enough that his penalties do not bring him back any further. AMC with 2 penalties of 3 seconds finishes 6 seconds lower. The penalties seem to have seriously messed up the field. Now this is your insight for the next race, which we'll comment on Wednesday. We have had plenty of penalties from positions P16 and lower. In fact, all the drivers have had penalties, almost all, apart from Dolga and P16. This has been an amazing race. I hope you will agree with me. This was an amazing race. I strongly believe so. Congratulations to all the drivers. They've all shown what they're capable of. My name is Oliver, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today. This was an amazing race to commentate. I'll see you soon on Wednesday. See ya.